Howdy folks, this is BelGeode, and this is Microsoft Flight Simulator, and this is a test, otherwise known as one of my chill vids, or chill videos, which of course means very little editing, just the raw flight and me chit-chatting with you throughout the flight. So what are we doing today? Well, since we are now up to World Update 10, which, surprise, was the USA a second time. Now bear in mind, we still haven't had world updates for the entire continent of Africa, most of Asia, with the exception of Japan, of course, South America, the Caribbean, Central America. None of that's been touched, let alone Oceania, you know, all the islands that I love to fly. None of that's been updated. But we're on America number 2, so yay, go America. Ironically, we're not in America right now. We're just to the north. We're at our neighbor, Canada. In fact, more to the point, we are in Toronto, Canada, and we're actually at Billy Bishop Airport. ICAO code will be appearing on the screen as I speak. I forget what it is offhand, but I'm just rotating around the aircraft here just to kind of prove to you that, yeah, here we are. We're in Toronto. All right, so what are we doing today? Well, since some of the things that Microsoft Flight Simulator has done to update the sim for World Update 10 is to improve some of the natural landmarks in the United States, I figured the one landmark that I know closest to me that I really wanted to check out was Niagara Falls, which of course straddles New York and Ontario in Canada. So we're going to fly to Buffalo, New York, and along the way we're going to be passing Niagara Falls. So I want to check out that area. Now, slight disclaimer, I'm not using OpenXR this time. I still haven't found just the right settings, and I still haven't noticed much of an improvement with it. So it's disabled right now. But then the flip side is, as I get here to Toronto, I notice it is actually eating some of my FPS. And I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be the same once we get over to Buffalo, since I am using an add-on scenery for Buffalo by IniBuilds or IniScene. So we'll be seeing that once we come into land. But this bird, I'm sure, needs no introduction. This is the Aero Vodochody L39 Albatros. This is my guilty pleasure. This, you may say, is the aircraft that actually started the channel as far as a flight sim channel goes. This is the aircraft that I first used when I was doing FSX and decided, you know what, let me make a YouTube video in FSX. It was this bird right here. Granted, not this specific livery, but this aircraft, and it was by Lotus Sims back then. This particular version is, of course, the one that you get with Reno, and I bought the, I guess the extended Reno, where you get all the extra liveries, simply because, well, there's a purple one in this. And you know me. You ought to. You're watching the channel right now. So, yeah. Let's go through the external cameras and see how well Asobo did with the external cameras. We'll do it really quick because I know this can bog down. Alright, so we've got our first view here, which is your standard above and behind the aircraft. I don't like how down I'm looking there. It probably should be more like this, but I can forgive them because at least they didn't put me inside the tail. And then we've got this one off the port side wing, which actually looks kind of cool. I like this. And then we've got this one off the starboard side wing. Now, this one is pointing to the back, so that could get a little bit interesting when flying in VR. You actually have to physically turn around just to see where you're going. Might be useful on autopilot, though. And then there's the BelGeode landing cam, only reversed. Why it's pointing to the back, I have no idea. They should have put it behind the gear and pointed it towards the front. That's something I can change in the cameras.cfg, but typically I don't like to mess with the stuff that Asobo has done, so I may just offer it to them as feedback in case they want to fix it, because looking backwards underneath the plane, nah. I want to see what's ahead of me. I want to see the runway as it comes to meet the wheels. I don't want to see the runway as it's going away from the wheels, but whatevs. Not going to complain too much. And then back to this. That's it. Just the basics, man. Just the basics. All right, so let's hop in the cockpit. Okay, welcome inside the cockpit. And of course, since this is a typical Asobo aircraft, my canopy doesn't open. The latch doesn't even move. Like, I'm clicking on it, and yeah, I got nothing, man. I got nothing. So we are permanently locked in to the aircraft. One of the reasons why I love this aircraft, though, is this is one of those where if I had the opportunity to fly it in real life, I would jump at that opportunity. So, never know. If there's somebody watching who happens to have an L-39 somewhere in Western PA, hook me up. I would love to go flying with you, even if I'm sitting in the back seat. Well, I guess technically I'd be sitting in the front, you'd be sitting in the back, but either way, I would love to be able to try my hand flying one of these things. Bear in mind, I don't have a PPL, so I'm definitely not an actual pilot. I've only got a handful of hours, but still, just for the experience, I'd love to be able to try and fly this thing. All right, but let's go ahead and get everything set up here. So let's get our battery on. And with this aircraft, you're going to notice the mouse cursor is way off. I have no idea what they were going for with this, but we're going to need the engine systems on, and we're going to need our two inverters on. Actually, we may as well turn this one on. Now, this is kind of a wasted opportunity. We've got all these switches which do have a function. However, they are non-functional in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now, I do know this bird, since it used to be, you know, quote unquote, an old Russian trainer, yes, there are some switches that won't have a use. For example, pretty much everything on the center console, all of that is geared towards like weapons and so on and so forth. We don't have any, they wouldn't have any use. But a lot of the switches over here would. So I'm kind of curious as to why Asobo didn't find something to attach these to. And granted, I've not checked out any of the other versions of the L-39. It is possible that they may have some of these active. But for example, those wingtip tanks that we have right there, it's got fuel in it. The problem is we can't activate it because one of those switches on the bottom row is to turn on the wingtip tanks. Unfortunately, it doesn't work. So we only have access to the fuel in the aircraft itself. This switch don't do nothing. All right, I'm going to put this on standby here. And we should probably get our nav lights on. See, all of this stuff doesn't work too. Well, the airframe de-ice does, but like the temperature control, air conditioning and all that, nope. All right, nav lights, 100% brightness, and we're going to set it to flash. So right there is good. Okay. We should probably also turn our fuel on. That's this little fuel cock right there. Oxygen should already be on. I'm not sure that it is now. I think it's actually off. But we're not going to go too high anyway, so that's fine. And we're pretty much ready for an engine start. Now, more than likely, since Kara is behind me, she is probably going to call for a pushback while we're doing our engine start. Speaking of which, how do you start this bird? I hear you ask. Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm going to show you right now. So there's a two-stage system for the L-39. First, you've got what they call a Saphir turbine engine starter, which is under this black cover. And then you've got the main starter. So think of it as kind of like an APU, a built-in APU. It's a little bit more complex than that. It also has like a jet starter, an air starter, which is basically a little fan that pops out the bottom of the aircraft if you happen to lose your engine midair. But what we'll do is we'll flip that open, and the switch, we'll hold it down for about 3 seconds, Let it go. Close the cover because I can hear it winding up. Now on the caution and warning panel, you're going to see a yellow light that will indicate to you that the turbine starter is on. So we're waiting for that before we actually
Ground,
do the
November
engine start.
70, Alpha Golf Bravo, requesting pushback.
Yeah, I was waiting for that. Thank you, Kara.
November 70 Alpha Golf Bravo, pushback request accepted.
All right, I'm going to get our parking brakes off. Parking brakes are this lever here. So we'll put it in the middle position. And we're ready for engine start, so we're going to hold down the button for about 3 seconds. Let it go. Cover. We're watching this gauge right here, and when it gets to about 15, 18, we'll pull the throttle into the idle position, and that should give us an engine start. In the meantime, we're pushing back. As the engine fires up. Pretty simple, pretty easy, pretty straightforward. This is why I love the L-39. It's one of those no-brainer
Alpha Golf
training
Bravo,
aircraft.
requesting the end of pushback.
November 70 Alpha Golf Bravo, request to end pushback received.
All right, parking brake on.
Ground, November 70 Alpha Golf Bravo, ready to taxi west
lights.
departure.
November 70 Alpha Golf Bravo, taxi to and hold short of runway 26 using taxiway Bravo Charlie Delta. Contact tower on 118.2 when ready.
Lights are really bright on this.
Taxiing
You
hold
gotta
short
really
runway
pull the
26 via
potentiometer
taxiway
down.
Bravo Charlie Delta Alpha Golf Bravo.
All right, altimeter set. Okay, what did they say, Carol? What runway are we going to? Runway 26. Okay, so that means we're going to need to travel in that direction because there's the end of the runway right there. And there's a bus. We're in the way. This does not bode well. Yeah, we're going to need to hustle. All right, let's get our flaps down to takeoff position. And these flaps are weird because you actually have push buttons. You can still use a flap lever if you have one. But just bear in mind in the real thing, you push the button and it puts it to takeoff or it puts it to landing flaps. Parking brakes off. Let's get some power. And where did that bus go? As long as it's not in our way, that's the only thing I care about. Every now and then you're going to notice this orange light comes on. This is the gyro drift. I don't know how to fix it, so I just hit the reset button. And you'll also notice that yellow light on the caution and warning panel. That is, of course, our low altitude indicator, which is fine. We're on the ground, so we kind of expect that. I'll just keep gyro resetting. This, by the way, is our radar altimeter. So, yeah, right now it's currently set to 60, which I believe is in meters. A lot of the systems in this aircraft are metric, since of course it is built in the Czech Republic. But let's take a quick look at Toronto. I do have photogrammetry on, so what you're seeing there is whatever the updated photogrammetry is for Toronto, and it's a little bit hazy this morning, but that's okay. At least it'll save my FPS a little. And I totally forgot to turn our taxi lights on, so let me do that real quick here. All right, this is a three-way switch. You'll notice it says taxi in the forward position and landing in the rear position. Okay, Kara, can you not contact them? What's going on here? All right, parking brake is on. Kara, do your thing, baby. Kara is not doing her thing. Fine, I'll do the thing.
Tower, November 70 Alpha Golf Bravo, ready at runway 26 west departure.
November 70 Alpha Golf Bravo, altimeter 29.908, wind 330 at 39er. West departure approved.
Wait,
Cleared for takeoff,
what were the
runway
winds?
26.
What did they say the
Cleared for
winds
takeoff
were?
runway 26 Alpha Golf Bravo.
330 at 39er. Are you kidding me? And we're on runway 26. Oh boy. I should have checked the windsock. Okay, this is going to be a very interesting takeoff, folks. Look at that windsock. You're seeing this, right? Okay. Well, it's been nice knowing you folks. Please tell my kids that I love them. Alright, we'll set that to alt. Let me just check the oxygen one more time. I want to say the oxygen is off, but don't quote me on that. We'll, however, turn on the pitot heat. That's the little green lights there. You can barely see them. There we go. Alright, other than that, everything is pretty much set. So let's go ahead and take the active, and we'll go to the outside view while we do that. Figured I might as well set it to the reverse BelGeode landing cam, so maybe, just maybe, we might be able to pull up. Alright, we are in neutral trim. Now the way you take off with this bird, once you are past your rotate speed, you want to keep a very shallow angle of attack so this thing can build up speed past 200 kilometers. Then, once you are safely accelerating, then you can start increasing your angle of attack. So really shallow takeoff, and then you can start pulling up a little bit. Alright, and we will need full power for this thing because this engine is notoriously underpowered, and it does take about 10 to 12 seconds to spool up. So be advised, if you do fly this thing, plan ahead. Alright, brakes down, throttles up. Okay, and one is at 95, 100. Looking good, brakes off. And here we go. Remember, there is a hideous crosswind, so I've got a lot of left rudder in there right now. Oh boy. Yeah, this is going to get fun. I hope we don't flip over. Rotate. Holy crap. Alright, and we got our shallow approach here. We're going to trim ourselves up just a touch. We'll go to the outside view and we'll get the gear up.
Alpha Golf Bravo, continue for west departure.
Tower, November 70, Alpha Golf Bravo, continue for west departure.
Alpha Golf Bravo, leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
Tower, November 70, Alpha Golf Bravo, frequency change. Approach November 70, Alpha Golf Bravo is type 3 miles west of Toronto Island, 2,800 feet. Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
November 70 Alpha Golf Bravo approved. Squawk 6147.
Squawk 6147, Alpha Golf Bravo.
Okay, Kara's doing her
Alpha
thing.
Golf Bravo radar contact 5 miles west of Toronto Island, 4,300 feet.
Wow.
Cleared through the
Kinda
Charlie
high.
airspace. Maintain on navigation.
Cleared through the Charlie airspace,
there's a
Alpha
plane
Golf
down
Bravo.
Okay, so Kara has done her thing. You can see our gyro's already drifting yet again. And we're going to start turning towards our next waypoint, which is Hotel Whiskey Yankee Yankee November. And we're, of course, way off course, but that's okay. I wanted the little cinematic thing going there. Alright, I'm thinking we should probably keep it around 5,000 or 4,000-ish. We're at 4,000 right now, so let's go ahead and level out. Or at least attempt to level out. Got to take all that trim back out of it. And look at that. There is Toronto. Now, I got to admit, with the weather the way it is, that does look good. What does not look good, however, Asobo. Look at those funky looking L-shaped and rectangular shaped blocks in the middle of Lake Ontario. That's not supposed to be there. What's going on with that? Come on, Asobo. It's been almost 2 years this sim has been out. You can't fix stuff like that? Seriously. Alright, but we'll say goodbye to Toronto right now, and we're going to get ready to put the autopilot on. Of course, we're at 4,500 feet, so I am still climbing. Take the rest of this trim out. Trimmer is, of course, on the stick. And you know what? I think I'm going to keep us around 4,500 feet. So let us turn back this way, since I just about overshot in the opposite direction. This thing is deceptively fast, by the way, folks. I know it is no F-14 Tomcat, but yeah, you can very easily build up a lot of speed with this thing. I use that term loosely because, well, yeah, she's not exactly a fighter jet. Fighter trainer, yes. But, yeah, not your typical fighter jet. Alright, autopilot on, altitude hold on, and we are going to go GPS. And look at that, we are rapidly turning towards where we need to be. Now, I will say, even though this is default autopilot, yeah, Asobo, it could be better. It could definitely be better. I have add-on planes that I think do a much better job when it comes to autopilot. So, in all actuality, I'm going to take it off of autopilot right now. And we're just going to hand fly it. Because, honestly, I'm not liking what you're doing here. Not behaving like I know an L-39 should. So, how about we go this way? We'll point ourselves towards the New York and Canada border. Trim ourselves down just a touch. I want to stay between about 4,000 and 5,000 feet. I don't want to get much more than that. And what is going on with our thingamabobber here? That's kind of wild. Interesting. Do I not have that switch on, or does that switch not work? I thought that was under inverter 5. Yeah, it's supposed to be under inverter 5. That's kind of wacky. And once again, I'm distracted, so I'm off my flight path. See, folks, this is what I get. This is what I get. Now, in all actuality, what I was going to do for this episode, I was actually going to use the Beach 18, which is the local legend that comes with this particular world update. Or I should say, it was released around the same time as this world update. But unfortunately, I'm having an issue right now, and I think it may be a server issue, where I can't buy anything on the Microsoft Marketplace. Which is kind of sucky, because I kind of do like purchasing stuff on the Microsoft Marketplace. If I can't do that, well, I can't review your products, can I? So Asobo, if you're watching, I don't know why you would be, but if you are, yeah, can we fix the marketplace, please? Because, yeah, weird stuff going on. All right, autopilot on. And again, what is it doing? I don't like what it is doing. Do not like at all. And it just flipped my trim all kinds of crazy.
Contact Toronto Center on 124.925.
Wow, that is nuts. That is really nuts. Okay, but that is where we're going. So we're gonna hang a left.
124.925, Diamond 80 Lima.
I suppose it is possible that Microsoft has broken this aircraft in the update. I hate saying that though, because I really don't know for sure. For all I know, it could be user error. It's been a very long time since I have flown an L-39 in any flight sim. But yeah, we seem to be way off on the trim, and I know I didn't do that. Literally, all I did was turn on the autopilot. That should not be behaving like that just because I turned on the autopilot, you know? And we're awfully high. We are approaching the Niagara River, so we're going to want to do some shenanigans here. Go gyro reset. Gyro reset. We're going to come back on the power so that way we can hit the deck. This should also be our next waypoint. So you can see where the Niagara River spits us out into Lake Ontario. And basically, we're going to do some shenanigans and follow the river to Niagara Falls so that we can get a really close look at how they modeled the falls. Or at least, I hope they improved the falls. We're about to find out together. For now, let's go to the outside view and begin the shenanigans.
Alpha Golf Bravo, you're leaving my airspace radar service. Terminated squawk 1200. Frequency change approved.
Squawk 1200. Frequency change approved Alpha Golf Bravo. Buffalo approach, November 70 Alpha Golf Bravo, is type 4 miles west of 6 Tree, November Yankee 1000 feet. Request flight following.
November 70 Alpha Golf Bravo Buffalo approach. Squawk 64 Tree.
Squawk 64 Tree, Alpha Golf Bravo.
Alpha Golf Bravo radar contact 5 miles southwest of 6 Tree, November Yankee 500 feet. Altimeter 30.01.
Alright, let's change our altimeter.
Cessna 44 Sierra Airport is 12 miles, picture 9 o'clock.
Wow, it's
Maintain 2,600 feet, report runway in sight.
Roger, Alpha Golf Bravo.
Oh, and there goes the rest of my FPS. Holy crap.
Contact Buffalo approach on 126.15. Good day.
Alright, so you'll notice the vast terrain difference. This is realistic. This is what it actually does here. And we do have a bridge coming up. I have no idea if we are going to die going under this bridge, but yeah, no time like the present.
Climb and maintain 2,600 feet, Cessna 44
Let's see if this works.
Cessna 44
It worked! Holy crap! Don't like that house, though. It's kind of
11
floating there.
miles east of Niagara. Maintain present heading and altitude. Contact Niagara Tower on 118.5. Alpha Golf Bravo contact approach on 133.4.
Kara, I hope you got that because I can't talk to them right now.
133.4 for
Thank
Alpha
you.
Golf Bravo. Approach November 70 Alpha Golf
Oh,
Bravo
boy.
700 feet.
Yeah, that's a pretty sharp turn.
Continue as planned. Alpha Golf Bravo contact Buffalo approach on 126.5.
There's the railway bridge, and I forget the name of the other bridge.
126.5 for Alpha Golf Bravo.
And there's
Buffalo
the Rainbow
approach, November
Bridge,
70
famous Rainbow
Alpha
Bridge.
Golf Bravo 900 feet.
We're going to go under that sucker. And there you can see the Horseshoe Falls,
Continue as planned.
part of Niagara Falls on the Canada side. Woohoo! There's the American Falls, there's the Bridal Veil Falls, and here's the Horseshoe Falls, and already I see one thing that I really do not like. Asobo, where is the water
Alpha Golf
spray?
Bravo contact Toronto Center on 124.925.
How can you have Niagara Falls
124.925 for Alpha Golf Bravo.
and not have the famous water
Toronto
spray?
Center,
Where's it
November
at?
70 Alpha Golf Bravo, 3,300 feet.
November 70 Alpha
What
Golf
the
Bravo,
heck?
Toronto Center altimeter 30.00. Continue as planned.
You mean to tell me you have updated the United States twice now
126.5.
and did not put water spray on the falls? Like, that's literally the most famous part of Niagara
for
Falls.
Alpha Golf Bravo. Buffalo approach, November 70 Alpha Golf Bravo, 2,500 feet.
Although I am grateful that you do have the Seneca Casino and Hotel there. Stayed there before. That is an awesome place.
Continue to exit as planned. Cessna 09er Foxtrot contact Cleveland Center.
There's a museum just behind the casino that is a Bell Museum. They do happen to have the Bell X-22. I think the only known version of the Bell X-22 that still
for Alpha
survives.
Golf Bravo. Approach November
We're over
70
Canada right
Alpha
now.
Golf Bravo, 2,000 feet.
There's the Space Needle. They at least got that right. We'll go back over the Rainbow Bridge here. And we are going to swing out this way.
126.5 for Alpha Golf Bravo.
All right, I'm giving Kara a lot
Buffalo
of work
approach,
here.
November 70 Alpha Golf Bravo, 2,000 feet.
November 70 Alpha Golf Bravo Buffalo approach altimeter 30.00. Continue to exit as planned.
Okay.
Alpha Golf Bravo contact approach on 133.4.
Jeez.
Good day.
Yeah, I didn't anticipate that.
133.4 for Alpha Golf Bravo. Approach November 70 Alpha Golf Bravo, 1,000 feet.
November 70 Alpha Golf Bravo approach altimeter 30.00. Continue to exit as planned. Alpha Golf Bravo contact Buffalo approach on 126.5. Good day.
Approach November 70 Alpha Golf Bravo. Request clearance to transition Bravo airspace.
November 70 Alpha Golf Bravo approach. Cleared through the Bravo airspace.
Cleared through Bravo airspace, Alpha Golf Bravo.
And over there you can see Three Sisters Islands. Beautiful place to explore. If you ever get the opportunity, folks, and you are in this neck of the woods, whether on the US side or the Canada side, I highly, highly recommend that you check out Niagara Falls. And even though physically they've modeled it well, it's missing the effects that really makes this area pop. So Asobo, if you don't mind, please, I know that you added water spray because you've got Old Faithful, you know, the geyser in Yellowstone. Can you at least put some kind of water spray here in Niagara Falls? It's just not Niagara Falls unless you can get wet just standing within 500 feet of it. We need that. We kind of need that here. And don't forget the lights too, because this thing has colored lights and they do kind of light up at night, making the falls look absolutely majestic. But I mean, other than that, yes, this does look like the Niagara Falls area. Like I said, there's a hotel that I stayed in, and they've got the best buffet, by the way. My kids and I, we decided to go to the buffet while both their moms decided to go in the casino. Yes, you heard that right. When I visited here, I took both kids and both kids' moms. Yeah. It was an interesting journey, let's just say. Alright, but I think we've had enough fun and frivolity around Niagara Falls. Our next waypoint is going to be over by Niagara International Airport, which is directly ahead. They do also have C-130s here, and I want to say they may have B-52s. I don't know. They might have moved to B-52s by now. But suffice to say, it is right here, and here is the waypoint. I do not have any kind of add-on for that airport, so what you're looking at there is in fact default. But it does look good. I should have chosen this as our destination, but honestly I wanted to come into Buffalo since I am showcasing the IniBuilds or IniScene Buffalo. We're going to hang a right here. We're going to follow the Niagara River. We're not going to follow it all the way till it spits us out in the lake, in Lake Erie. But we are going to go at least a little ways down until we get to Buffalo. And then we'll set upon bringing this aircraft down, and that'll be the end of our flight. Alright, but now she's behaving herself. It looks like I almost have her in proper trim. Autopilot is definitely a no-show for this particular flight, so that is unfortunate. I just realized I've still got my taxi lights on. I'm notorious for forgetting these stupid taxi lights. So we might as well switch it to landing lights, so you'll notice it's pointed towards me. That is the landing lights. The middle setting, of course, is off. And I'm going to swing us a little bit to the left here as we start to get into Buffalo airspace.
Diamond November 6268 Whiskey approach altimeter 30.00, continue as planned.
I'm going to pull the power back here, so we'll drop the power to about 60. We're looking at the N1 needle. We'll drop it to about 70. So the N1 needle is currently at 9 o'clock. Right about there. And we just passed one of our waypoints, so we're going to need to swing out to the right. I've deliberately got us going around the airport and making a U-turn, but you can start to see the airport right there. That is KBUF, Buffalo Niagara Airport. I have never been there, at least
Buffalo
not in
Tower,
real life.
November 70
Been there
Alpha Golf
virtually,
Bravo
though.
is 5 miles west, 3,000 feet with Alpha to land.
November 70 Alpha Golf Bravo Buffalo Tower.
Please give us 32.
Altimeter 29.99, wind tree 37 at 25. Make left traffic runway tree 2.
All right, that's what I wanted. Thank you.
Make left traffic runway, tree 2 Alpha Golf Bravo.
Very nice, very nice.
Buffalo Tower
Okay.
JMB Aviation November for 201 Echo is 1 miles northeast, 900 feet with Alpha to land.
Now I'm going to pull the power back here long enough for us to get the gear and the flaps down.
Altimeter 29.99, wind tree 37 at 25. Fly left downwind runway tree 2. JMB Aviation 01 Echo
Good
wind
grief,
tree
there is a
37
lot of
at
traffic
25.
here. I set it to real world traffic, so that's why we've got a lot of activity going on here. But hopefully we'll be able to get out of the way of anything that's coming in. I don't actually see anything coming in, so that should be interesting. But we're at least heading towards our
Alpha Golf
waypoint.
Bravo,
What I
follow the
want.
aircraft on base. Wind tree 4 tree at 25.
Okay, there's an
Clear to land
aircraft on
runway
base.
tree 2.
Cleared to land runway, tree 2 Alpha Golf Bravo.
Alright, let's drop the power a little bit more here. We can get our flaps down one notch. Okay, power's coming back. Let's get our gear down.
JMB Aviation 01 Echo, did you copy?
JMB Aviation does not want to comply. What are you going to do now? And as we pass over Buffalo and I make my way to base leg, I just want to give a quick moment of
JMB
silence
Aviation 01 Echo, did you copy?
to the people who recently lost their lives here. It's a crazy world that we live in, folks. And that's all I will say about that.
JMB Aviation 01 Echo, acknowledge last transmission.
All right, there's our moment of silence for those who have lost their lives. And let's set about landing this puppy. So we've got the gear down. We've got the flaps to takeoff flaps. I'm going to put it to landing flaps.
Good day.
Good day. Woo! He's mad. He is big mad. All right, where is our next waypoint? It is off to the left. Now remember what I said about this thing having a long spool up time. So you want to plan ahead of time. You want to make sure that you are keeping the power relatively high, so that way you are not going to fall out of the sky, because that would be bad. It would be very, very bad. Alright, I do believe this should be our turnaround here, so the airport is probably like right around there, I think. It's kind of difficult to see. We've still got a little bit of haze here. But we're going to start bringing her down. I'm keeping that speed just over 200 kilometers per hour. And not this waypoint, but the next waypoint, what is it? Fabbo, which is right next to Wadub. That's the one that will line us up to the runway. Alrighty folks, so make sure you strap yourselves in. We are coming down. I'm going to zoom this in a little bit here, make it a little easier to navigate. Nope, I want in. There we go. Okay, so we're about to cross the river. I don't see the river. Oh no, there it is. There it is. Okay. Getting ready to turn on final. Trim us up just a little bit more. Landing this thing is pretty easy. Like I said, just make sure you keep your power up. And as you can see, there is our airport and its runway. We're kind of crooked right now, but remember, we've got that hellacious crosswind to deal with. So yeah, this is going to be fun. I've got our power setting N1 to about 85%. I'm not going to drop it any lower than about 80, but I am going to try and make sure that we at least catch glide slope. I cannot see the VASI or PAPI lights just yet. I know they're down there. I think we're on glide slope, and I think I see them directly ahead, but yeah, we're looking good. We're looking good. So welcome to Buffalo, folks. The main portion of the terminal where the passenger jets are is on the left side of the runway. We will be going to the right side of the runway over by where the GA normally parks. But yeah, you can see we are just about on glide slope, so let's bring this bird in. Get ready to do the rudder tango. Ooh, a little bit of breeze there. And we'll take advantage of this nice long runway. Right about there, 10 feet, power can come back, bring her in. Ooh, that crosswind has got me working. Holy crap. Alright, everything is fully idled. We do have speed brakes in this thing. They are underneath the aircraft. I didn't feel the need to use them because we really weren't going all that fast. But suffice to say, if you do need them, they are there. And I think we totally missed our turnoff, so we'll have to check and see if there's another turnoff.
Alpha Golf Bravo, turn next taxiway.
Alright there, buddy. I will do so. I just need to find the next taxiway. Let's get our flaps up. Alright, looking for a right turn here. Well, at least the winds aren't nearly as bad as they were in Toronto. I'm okay with that. I'm definitely okay with that. What I need to know, however, is can I make a right turn here, or am I going to have to back taxi? That is the real question.
Alpha Golf Bravo, turn next taxiway.
What taxiway? What the hell are you talking about, man? Oh, that taxiway. Okay. Yeah, we can do that. That's not a problem. I will do that. So we're going to hang a right
Alpha
here.
Golf Bravo, contact ground on 133.2.
Sarah?
Going to 133.2 Alpha Golf Bravo.
Okay. And that is the last we will hear from ATC today, because there is no way Kara's going to switch the channel, and I sure as hell aren't doing it. Alright, so just to remind you, this particular version of KBUF is by IniBuilds. It is payware, but it is relatively cheap, and it's actually really well done. I would highly recommend it. I kind of wish somebody would do a Niagara Falls with the water spray, or actually no, let's get real here. I kind of wish Asobo would fix their work. I mean, you're going to do 2 updates for America, but you're not going to include one of the most iconic waterfalls here. Kind of makes me wonder if they did Multnomah Falls in Oregon, or if they did Snoqualmie Falls in Washington, because last time I checked, those are just pictures as well. But hey, enough of my ranting. At least we are here, and we've got a really good airport to look at. And is that a 727? That does kind of look like a 727, doesn't it? Or is it a KC-10? Not 100% certain. Either way, this is our turnoff, so I'd rather not miss it. Go to the outside view as we pull in. Alright, so we're here, and that will just about do it for me. So I hope you've enjoyed my little shenanigans in the L39. Like I said, this for me was the sole reason to purchase Reno. I've never done any of the races. I have 0 plans to do any of the races. I just wanted the L39 because I am still to this day in love with this bird. But with that having been said, thank you, as always, for watching. This has been BelGeode. I've been flying in Microsoft Flight Simulator. This is World Update 10, otherwise known as America Part 2, minus Niagara Falls. Asobo. Yeah. And I sincerely hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please feel free to give me a like, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so. I'm going to go ahead and power everything down. And honestly, the easiest way to power everything down is simply to cut the fuel in this thing, because, again, it's one of those things that Microsoft has not actually implemented. At least not the proper way to turn this thing off. But we can do it this way. And of course it's going to do that silly thing, which I also need Asobo to fix. Turn off the pitot heat. There we go. Alrighty, folks, that is it. Like I said, thank you for watching, and I will catch you really, really soon. We'll go to the outside view and we'll do a quick look around Buffalo as we finish out. Alrighty, folks. Ciao.